Go ahead and start with last week's answers from, see, that was, yes, from the A almost to the end. So we were working last time when A is almost to the end and there's a consonant or two or three at the very end, then that A changes to the schwa sound and says ah. So I'm going to read all of these words. Go ahead and read them with me if you want. This would be Alayton. No, Alayton. You guys probably got that faster than me. That first A changes to the schwa because there's another vowel 2 doors down. Alayton. Alampant. Gapum. Habram. Rainland. Adam. Erastum. Astron. Alandrum. And a pantron. So if you'll notice, all of those A's at the end changed to the schwa sound. And that's common for the last letter to be an N or an M or an NT. That's why so many of those ended that way, because you're going to see that a lot in the real world. All right, so let's pull up today's lesson. We're going to do a review of all of our rules today, but first let's start with our phonemic awareness warm-up. How many sounds in pot? Starting with kind of an easy one. How many sounds in pot? Put it in the chat. Pot has 3 sounds. Make sure that that ah doesn't stick to the P sound. It's just p, ah, t, right? The reason I wanted to put that in there is to make sure that you guys could get that ah off. So it's not pa, t. It's 3 distinct sounds. P, and then the ah, and then t. Okay, how many sounds in pump? Pretend like you don't know how to spell it. Just think about the sounds, not the letters. Pump. The reason I wanted to throw this one in there, good, is because a lot of people think that pa is one sound. So if you just did that, rethink that, because P has no P has no voice. It's only air. The sound for P is just P. So now I see a few of you in the chat. You might have thought that pa was one sound, but pa is 2 sounds. So the sounds for pump is 4. P, okay. Cone, a little bit of a harder one. How many sounds in pine cone? I have to count. Okay. Put in the chat if you know how many sounds in pine cone. It's a harder one. People are like, oh, I don't know if I want the teacher to know if I got it right or if I got it wrong. Okay, we've got a lot that have gotten it correct. Wow. Okay, so here are, remember, we're not thinking about letters, only sounds. That's why there's no print on this. So the sounds in pine cone are P, I, N, K, O, N. 6 sounds. So if you got 6, you got it right. If you got 5 or 7, no worries. We are still learning and nobody is perfect. Pine cone. P, I, N, K, O, N. 6 sounds. It was hard on purpose because I want to challenge you guys. And if you got them all right, then you would be teaching this class. All right, so today we're going to review all of our rules, which I'm going to do one at a time as we go through each word. So if you are new today, I know we have a couple new people today. Actually, several new people. So I'm going to try to go nice and slow, and it will be a nice review for everybody for what we've learned about A all month long. So when we come to a word we don't know, we circle our vowels. Because if we know the vowels, we can know the word. If we can figure out the vowels, we can figure out the word. Now that E at the end is almost always silent. You can count on it being silent. It's not going to say anything. So I'm going to cross it out. Now, A at the beginning, if there's another vowel, 2 doors down, then that first A changes to the schwa sound. And the symbol for the schwa sound is an upside down E. And it says So again, the schwa sound is represented by an upside down E. And that happens when there's an A at the beginning and another vowel 2 doors down. So we know that A is going to say This A, we're going to do the tap 2 rule, even though you probably already know the reading hack. If there's a silent E at the end, that A is going to make its long sound. But here's the tap 2 rule, which it always also follows. If we come to a vowel, we tap the next 2 letters. 1, 2. If either one of them is another vowel, then the vowel that you were on will say its name, A. If not, it won't. It'll say its normal sound, So this word is d, a, p, a dape. A dape. Okay, you try it on your side. Go ahead. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let you circle your vowels on yours. Then mark them. Try to read it. Okay, so when we pencil read this word, it's going to sound like this. Tame. Okay, tame. Did you get it? Maybe? Hopefully. Let's try the next one. Go to number 2. I'm going to circle my vowels. Now, this is a vowel team. It's a reading hack. Whenever you see AI, it's going to say A. Follows the tap 2 rule. When you come to that A, you tap the next 2 letters. If either one of them is another vowel, the vowel that you were on will say its name, A. The reading hack is just if you can recognize AI, it's its own grapheme, and it's always going to say A. So when we go to pencil read this word, it's going to sound like, oh wait, this guy. What's this guy going to say? Let's tap 2. 1, 2. Nope, it's not another vowel. So no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to make its regular sound, So now I'm going to pencil read it. S, d, a, n. Standing. You try it on yours. Number 2, let's circle your vowels first and then mark them. I'll be quiet while you work. So we knew that the AI was going to say A, which is represented by a line over the, if it makes its long sound or its name, it's represented by a line. And we did the tap 2 on this first A. 1, 2. Nope, another one is not another vowel. So nope, it's not going to say its name. Nope, it's going to say it's short or its common sound, which is represented by a breath. Just like. When we pencil read it, it's going to sound like p, o, a, n, s, t, a, m. I pencil read that. Awful. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do that again. Skipped one, which is exactly why we pencil read. O, a, n, s, t, a, m. Plan stain. Plan stain. Will you put in the chat if you got plan stain? Y, yes, or N, no. Did you get plan stain? Yes. Nice. Wow. So many Y's. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Let's keep going. You guys are on fire. Wow. Okay. Number 3. I'm going to circle the AI. I already know it's a reading hack. I already know it's going to say A. Now here is our A that is almost to the end. When A is almost to the end and there's a consonant after it, that A is going to change to the schwa sound. It's a reading hack. I'm off my game today. And then when we pencil read it, it's A, S, N. A-stun. A-stun. Okay, you try it. Circle and mark yours. Okay, so when we pencil read this, it's going to sound like A, P, O, A plum. A plum. Now, I can guarantee you guys that anybody else who would have seen this word that wasn't in this class, they would have said a plum. But you know the reading rules. You know more than 99.9% of the people out there, I'm quite confident already, and it's only been 1 month, about the reading rules. And you're already applying them in words that other people would probably get wrong. Okay, number 4. I'm going to circle my A. I can already see that there's another vowel 2 doors down, so I already know that that one's going to change to the schwa sound. It's a reading hack. Here is another A I need to figure out. And I'm going to circle this A at the end. I can already see that A almost to the end, and there's a consonant or 2 or 3 after it. That's going to also be the schwa sound. So let's figure out this guy. I'm going to tap 2. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel after it, so no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to make its regular ah sound. So this one I'm going to pencil read slowly because this one has a lot of sounds. S, ah. I'm going to start with just the first 3. Sa. I'm going to bring in the N. San. Bring in the D. Sand. Bring in the schwa. Sanda. And bring in the S-T. Sandust. Sandust. Not an easy word. You try yours over here. And if it's hard, it's okay. Because these are hard. I'll tell you about something about that in just a second. Okay, when we pencil read it, I'm going to go slow. I'm going to do the first 3 letters only. D, a. Da. Bring in the M. Dam. Bring in the P. Damp. Bring in the L. Dample. Bring in the dampla. Bring in the N. Damplun. And bring in the D. Dampland. Dampland. That is probably one of the hardest words that you've read so far. Would you put in the chat if that one was hard or if it was okay? Very hard. Yes. That was difficult. Yes. That one was hard for me too. And I made it up. Okay. So it was okay. It was hard. It's about half and half. Now, while you're chatting, would you also let me know if you have any questions about any of these reading rules? Even you can unmute right now if you have any questions about any of these rules so far before I go on. If not, we're going to keep going. You must be hanging in there. Okay, here's what I wanted to say about these are difficult words. Can you believe all that you have learned in a month? Now think about when you came back and you were first learning. Some of you are learning the tap 2 rule today. And if you are, you're probably going, my mind is slightly blown right now. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hang on here, right? Because what is she talking about? Do you remember when you learned that, everybody who's been here for a while for the first time, how hard that was? And now, just 4 weeks later, some of you, some 2, some 3 weeks later, how much easier it is because we do it every single time. So you have learned when A says A, when it says a, 3 times when it has said if it's the very last letter, if it's the first letter and there's another vowel 2 doors down, and if it's almost to the end with a couple, 1 or 2 or 3 consonants after it. That is high level learning right there. And that's probably the hardest lesson. A is going to be the hardest month all year long, and you just learned it. And that last word was a little tough, but it was supposed to be tough. That's why I put it in there, because I want to challenge you guys. I just want you to know it's probably hard for you to see your progress that you have made, but I would like for you to just kind of stand on the mountain where you are, even though there's still a lot left to climb, and just look down at what you've already learned. What about if you've only been here today? I can pretty much guarantee you that you've learned one thing already in the last 23 minutes. If you've been here all month, you've learned a mountain full, a bucket load full of things. And it's just all, it's still coming. Lots more to learn. E is next month, and E is going to be pretty easy for you guys. E is not a difficult letter. I think Y is in December, and Y is just straight up fun. So we have a lot of fun things that are coming. The hardest work is behind you now. So I have a question. What about a word like steak? Steak is spelled S-T-E-A-K. The E-A it's a grapheme, a vowel team, and it can say A sometimes, like in great, steak. The tip of my tongue, and I can't think of them right now. But it's not very common, but it also follows the tap 2 rule. If you look at steak and you come to the first E, if you tap the next 2 letters, one of those is another vowel. So that first E is going to, oh no, it doesn't. I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm off my game day. It's Halloween. I haven't even had any candy yet. Yeah, so the EA can say A as in steak and great. Okay, so let's come down to our extra practice, and which one would you like me to do for you before I send you off on your own? Put in the chat. We have a lot of number 8s. A lot of number 8s, please. Okay, let's go for it. Let me get my annotator out. Okay, so number 8, I'm going to circle my vowels. I can see some of you are already working on this. Okay, so A at the end, reading hack. It's always going to say always. I love 100% words. I mean 100% rules. A's at the end say So now I have to figure out what these guys are going to say. So I'm going to tap 2. 1, 2. Nope. One of them is not another vowel. So no, that A is not going to say its name. It's going to make its regular sound. Same thing on this one. Tap 2. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel, 1 or 2 doors down. So no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its normal sound. And now I'm going to try reading it. Okay, I'm going to grab just the first 3 sounds first. Fla. Fla. Then I'm going to put on the S. Plas. And the T. Plast. And the R. Plaster. Then the A. Plastra. Then the N. Plastran. Then the CH is its own grapheme. Plastranch. And then the Plastrantia. That was hard. That R right there, that was hard to get. Plastrantia. I'm glad that you guys picked that one. Oh, these are fun. So let me just also, before I let you go, remind you about so you'll know how to actually say the word. So if a word has only one syllable, it is going to automatically be accented. The word has two syllables. Just put it right here, I guess. The first syllable is going to be, how did I do this before? It looked so lovely before. First syllable is going to be accented. If a word has three syllables, the first syllable is going to be accented. So here is box, here is fireman, here is triangle. So the first syllable is going to be accented. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, so if a word has only one syllable, it gets accented. If it has two syllables, like fireman, fireman, the first syllable is accented. If it's three syllables, as in hamburger, the first syllable is accented. If it's four syllables or more, it's always going to be the third from. See if I can think of some examples. Triangular. I can't, you have to trust me on that one. But what was the word? Plastrantia. Plastrantia. That would be how that is said. Plastrantia. That's odd. So the syllables will typically follow this pattern. Once in a while, it won't. Like if it was plastrantia, it'd probably be a rule breaker. But typically that's how when you come to a nonsense word and you're wondering where the accent is going to be, it'll follow that pattern. Any questions before I go? Let me answer this question right here. I want to make sure I'm using the right sound. Can you confirm? A says its name. So a long A says A, as in ape. The short A sound is A, as in apple. And the schwa sound for A is America. Yes, the first A and the last A in America. Okay, if anybody else has a question, you are free to, you're welcome. You are free to stay after for a couple minutes and chat with me. You can unmute or you can write it in the chat. If not, happy Halloween and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye guys.